Hey, Chelsea! You'll never guess who I saw coming out of the bargain price supermarket yesterday. You! What the hell are you doing in there?
Hi, Marcia. I regularly shop at that supermarket. What's the problem?
Seriously? You regularly shop at a bargain price supermarket? Oh no, how tragic! Are you joking?
Yes, I do.
Ew, that's so gross. Okay, really, no more joking now. Do you actually shop there all the time?
What's wrong with that?
It's not necessarily that there's anything wrong with it. It's just that, well, take me, for example. I shop at Freshman's, the #1 luxury supermarket in America. My husband's the manager at a company he works at, so we can afford it. He makes so much money, in fact, that I'm able to be a stay-at-home housewife, which is why my family has no links to the likes of bargain price supermarkets. Even just saying it makes me feel sick. Places like that are for commoners. We eat the finest ingredients in our household, and they come by delivery too, I might add. By the way, we're having steak and garlic mushrooms for supper tonight. Guess how much the steaks cost? Okay, I'll tell you. $500 each.
That's great. I'm pleased you're able to eat so well.
Right? It's the kind of meal someone poor enough to shop at a bargain price supermarket could only dream of eating. Don't you agree?
Does shopping at a bargain price supermarket automatically make someone poor?
Oh, do forgive my rudeness. Please, don't misunderstand me. It's not like I'm laughing at you and your husband for being a low-income family. Low-income families like you are the backbone of America. Who would work the menial jobs like delivering my steaks if not for good, hard-working poor folk like you? Oh, I'm so sorry, Chelsea. I wasn't trying to be malicious. Oh, the schools are always trying to drill it into us with flyers and emails. Don't you pay any attention? You know, how important a proper diet is for a child's development. If you keep feeding your kids such rubbish, they might grow up to be poor like you. I just wanted to give you a little reminder. I was only thinking of your little ones, really. I hope you understand.
Marcia, I have to go back to work now, so bye.
Oh dear. People who work decent, respectable jobs are getting ready to go home right now. I get it. You have to work overtime to compensate for your husband's pitiful salary.
My client had some circumstances to deal with, and this was the earliest they could schedule today's meeting.
Right. I'm very kind to poor people, you know. So kind, in fact, that I'm willing to go along with that imaginative little story of yours, if that makes you feel a little better.
Goodbye.
Good luck supplementing the finances. I'm rooting for you, sweetie. Dearie me! Chelsea, is everything okay?
What do you mean?
I just saw you coming out of the fanciest burger joint in New York!
Oh, right. Yeah, that was me. I have a reservation there for 6 p.m. tomorrow evening, so I stopped by to say hello to all the staff beforehand since I was in the area anyway.
A reservation? Oh no, this is just tragic! You don't know, do you? That's a luxury burger joint! Politicians and CEOs eat there, you silly girl! This isn't some cheap fast food joint we're talking about. Those are elite burgers for elite people. Do you have any idea how expensive it is? Even just a regular hamburger is worth $1,000. A single patty probably costs more than your monthly salary.
I know the prices. I eat there every year.
What? Every year? Chelsea, darling, you do know that you don't have to try to show off in front of me, right? I accepted you for who you are. You may be from a low-income family, but you are still my friend. And I have a duty as your friend to be honest with you. Let's face it, you shop at a bargain price supermarket. It's not really suitable for you to be eating at a fancy burger joint like that, is it? You don't have to prove anything to anyone, you know.
I'm not trying to prove anything.
If you go through with this, you're not going to be able to afford anything except the sauce collection. Maybe a slice of lettuce or a couple of fries if you're lucky.
It's fine, you don't need to worry about me. I can afford to eat from the regular menu.
Don't be so unreasonable! Oh no, you're not, are you? Surely you don't plan on eating and running off without paying?
What?
You can't do that! I won't allow you to! It's my duty as your friend to stop you going down that path of evil. This might not be a pleasant conversation to have, but someone's gotta tell you.
The path of evil? Isn't that a bit dramatic? You're starting to creep me out now.
There's nothing else for it. I'll take your reservation.
You'll have to do what now?
Listen, here's the thing. I actually tried to book a reservation for tomorrow myself, but I was told that they were fully booked. Then, at the perfect timing, as if it was fate, you tell me you had a reservation just around the time I was planning to go. How does this sound? To save you the financial damage, the shame, and the embarrassment of going to a restaurant you couldn't afford to eat at in a million years, I'll go with my family instead. 2 birds, 1 stone.
It's fine, really.
It's not fine! Surely you don't plan on throwing my kindness back in my face!
Kindness? From my perspective, it just feels like you're trying to steal my reservation.
Steal? How could you say something so awful?
How could it be anything else when you're being so persistent despite me saying no?
Fine! You've had your chance, Missy. I'm done mincing my words with you. That high-class burger restaurant, it is not the kind of establishment a peasant like yourself can afford to eat at. It's for celebrities, politicians, and CEOs. It's for people from the upper echelons of society, the chosen ones like myself. I suggest you give up if you don't want to end up severely embarrassed. And give me your reservation while you're at it.
No.
Excuse me?
I told you, I eat at that restaurant every year. There's a reason for that. Tomorrow is a special day. There's no way I'm gonna let you have my reservation.
How dare you! You're giving me the reservation, and that's final. 1 phone call to the restaurant from me would be all it takes to have you banned for life.
Something tells me you can't do that.
Oh, yes, I can. I can do whatever I want to. I have money. You dare defy me? I'll come down on you with the rage of 1,000 suns, you miserable little wretch. I have connections. I know people. Chelsea, you went inside the restaurant, didn't you? What on earth are you playing at?
Oh, hi, Marcia.
The time for hi has passed. I had your reservation switched over to my name. What are you doing in there? The restaurant's reputation will be irreparably damaged if people find a lowly peasant like you went inside. You'll make an upholstery smell. Hurry up and get out now. Did you go in pretending to be me?
No, I most definitely didn't. I got a phone call from the restaurant asking for confirmation regarding your call about the name change on the reservation. Naturally, I told them it wasn't me and that I didn't want to change my booking. So, here I am, in the seat I booked, just as planned.
What? There is no way for someone from a low-income family to be behaving! Have you no self-awareness? This defies all common sense and decency. Hurry up and get outside!
You want to come in so badly? Why don't you just sit at the bar in the hopes that a table becomes available?
Excuse me? Me sit at the bar? I feel nauseous.
Apparently you can come in without a reservation if you sit at the bar.
That's not the point. You shouldn't be in there. You're poor. Your family are poor. Your children will be poor. And your filthy peasant aura is going to upset the clientele if you stay even a moment longer. How many times do I have to repeat myself? There are two kinds of people in this world. Those who can afford to eat at luxury restaurants, and those who can't. It's plain as day which category you fall into, so get out!
I don't remember hearing any rules like that.
It's an unspoken understanding.
Good grief. To think you can't even comprehend something as simple as that. This is why you're poor. Hurry up and get out! I'll be having your table.
So, I hate to change the subject, but your husband's dining with us as part of our group today.
Huh?
I know you mentioned something yesterday about coming with your family, but if your husband's in here with us, who's the guy you're with right now?
I don't know what you mean.
I can see you out the window. Who's that guy gently caressing your leg? You seem to be really familiar with one another. I can see you really clearly. I'm 100% sure it's you.
My husband's in there?
Yup, he's here.
Why? More importantly, why the hell are you eating with my husband? Anyway, you made a mistake. I'm not doing anything, yes. Don't mind him. He's just a friend. You see, he stumbled and his hand slipped.
Oh dear, you seem to be in quite the panic. Are you okay?
What's going on? Nothing makes sense anymore. Hello? Chelsea? I need to speak with you, please.
Hi, Marcia, what is it?
Why didn't you tell me that my husband is an employee at the company you're CEO of? You didn't go to the fancy burger joint to eat with your family, but for the anniversary celebration dinner of your company's foundation. Oh, I had no idea.
I did kind of get the impression you didn't know.
Of course I didn't. Why didn't you tell me?
It was only today that I found out your husband is one of the managers at my company. I also didn't particularly feel the need to let you know I was a CEO. I mean, it's not like we're that close, is it?
Huh?
Besides, I like keeping my work and private life separate. I only know you through nursery. We only see each other outside the gate sometimes while waiting for the kids to get out. There was no way I was going to tell you about my job unless you specifically asked me. Even if I did, I certainly wouldn't start bragging about my position. My job isn't some tool to be used to feel superior to others.
Oh my god. But why would you shop at a bargain price supermarket if you're filthy rich?
Well, that supermarket has a really good reputation for sourcing fresh, quality ingredients at low prices, which really appeals to me.
What?
Quality ingredients at discount prices. What's not to like? That's our family's policy on food, and I plan on instilling the same values in my kids.
Wait, have you been looking down your nose at me this whole time?
Not at all. I just don't have the time or energy to engage in pointless egotistical disputes over social status. Anyway, don't you have something more important than messaging me to be worrying about right now?
Huh?
Your husband knows, you know, about the affair.
What have you done? This would have never happened if you just gave me a reservation when I asked!
Even if you got the reservation, do you think you'd have been able to afford the bill?
What? My family has money. Of course I'd be able to pay.
In any case, you should probably be thankful you're not being charged for 40 people's meals.
40 people?
If your attempt at stealing the reservation had succeeded, you would have owed $7,500.
7,500?
Today is the anniversary celebration of the founding of the company, and being that we're fairly large, it was obviously going to be a big event with a sizable budget. You wouldn't have been able to rely on your husband's money, though. What with him being dead set on divorcing you now, would you? Apparently, he's going to demand compensation, too.
He'd never divorce me.
Is that so? Actually, you know what? Your divorce is none of my business, so I'm gonna leave it there. Good luck to you both. Marcia's confidence in the safety of her marriage was misplaced, and her husband did indeed divorce her. With that, she had no choice but to go and live with her parents. Custody of the kids was handed to her husband due to his stable financials. Marcia's lover was, believe it or not, a college student. It turns out the reason she was so frantically trying to steal my reservation was because it was her boyfriend's birthday. And because she was so desperate to make him like her, she regularly splashed out on lavish restaurants and presents using her husband's money, and even going into debt on top of that. Even more tragically, she had him convinced she was a single CEO. He yelled at her with, what was that cringy line of hers? The rage of 1,000 suns? Before breaking up and leaving her crying in the street. She was disowned by her parents, who were just as furious. Between the compensation and child support payments she was ordered to pay in divorce court, on top of the crippling debt repayments, she didn't have a chance of sustaining her expensive lifestyle, and her delusions of being a high-rolling celebrity disappeared with all of her money. I hear she works 3 jobs now. That's gotta be tough.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Casey, when will you be getting home? It's already 6 p.m., you know?
I'm sorry. My meeting lasted a little longer than I expected. I'm just about to get on the train home.
You've been coming home later and later these days. My boy Bradley sat here waiting with a growling stomach. Do you intend to make my son starve? I'm sure that you're more than capable of sneaking out of meetings at work. Please make more of an effort, young lady. Your husband's dinner is far more important than your meetings anyway.
No, this was an important meeting about one of our collaboration products with another company. I'm in a position of responsibility on this project, so there's no way I can leave before the end of a meeting.
Ugh, stop making excuses. To focus single-mindedly on work while abandoning your essential duties as a wife, such as looking after your husband, is simply not acceptable. My son has no need for such a sloth of a wife. He'll divorce you, I say. Divorce.
Looking after him? Come on, Bradley's a fully grown man, not a baby. Plus, he's unemployed right now and spends all of his time at home.
Do not talk back to me, young lady.
Sorry. It's gonna be a little while longer before I get home, though. So if he's really desperate for something to eat, you're more than welcome to use whatever's in the fridge to make something to eat between yourselves.
What? Do you seriously intend to make your mother-in-law into some cheap imitation kitchen maid? Oh, have you no shame? I've never heard of such cheek. I'll have him divorce you if you're not careful.
No, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. Just forget I said anything.
We won't be waiting for you any longer. Bradley's so hungry he's going to pass out if he doesn't eat soon. We'll find a sushi restaurant or someplace to eat out tonight, so we won't be needing any supper from the likes of you.
Hold on. Where are you gonna get the money for that?
Oh, good grief. You really are a failure of a wife. Oh, my son picked the short straw with you, didn't he? I'll have him divorce you before long. I mean it.
Brad, are you there? You got a minute?
What is it? I was just about to go to sleep. Besides, if you want to say something, why not just come and talk to me? Why do you need to send messages when we're in the same house?
But if I come to speak to you, your mom will probably overhear us. Anyway, it's about your mother. Is there no way we can live separately? This arrangement with the 3 of us, it's just not working.
What? For God's sakes, you're not going on about my mom again, are you?
To tell the truth, Brad, I'm extremely stressed. I agreed to have her live with us because I felt bad about her being lonely after your dad passed away. But she's causing me so much stress, it's unreal. Does she think I'm some kind of slave? She forces me to do all the housework despite the fact that I'm working long hours. Not only that, but she barely ever lifts a finger herself. If there's ever anything she doesn't like, even just a little bit, she immediately brings up divorce and threatens to make you end the marriage with me. What's more,
despite the fact she makes absolutely no money and contributes nothing to the household finances, she goes out to restaurants on lavish spending sprees, always bringing home bagloads of frivolous junk. There's no other way to put it, Brad. I've reached my limit, and I can't take it anymore.
What can I do? You can complain about her as much as you like, but she doesn't have anywhere else to go. She sold the family home when my dad died. We're the ones who took her in. I can hardly send her packing now, can I? The only money she has to her name is her pension. So when she says she can't afford to contribute, she's not lying. Plus, without my dad, she's super lonely. Surely it wouldn't hurt to indulge her selfishness just a little bit every now and then.
This goes beyond the level of mere selfishness. She sneers and barks orders at me, tells me I'm not fit to eat in the same room as her, forces me to eat nothing but leftovers, demands that you, being the husband, must always be the first to use the bathtub, with her, being the all-important mother-in-law, using it second. Then, when my turn finally does come around, there are even times where she lets the water out before I can get in. For some strange reason, she constantly gives me midnight sermons on how a wife should act, so I can't even sleep half the time because of her incessant preaching. Since she moved in with us a year ago, I lost 10 kilograms from not eating properly due to all the stress. This is malicious bullying, plain and simple. It's a miracle I managed to tolerate her this long, and the only reason I did is because she's your mom. But I'm sick of being treated like I'm not even human. I've reached my limit. Please, Brad, have her move somewhere else. Maybe an apartment or a shared house or something? I don't know. Just anywhere but here. If that's impossible, at the very least, could you please tell her to stop treating me this way? If you don't do something, I'm going to lose it.
Fine. Sheesh, woman, I get it. I'll mention it at some point if I remember. Anyway, more importantly, I need $250.
What? $250? What are you going to use it for?
Travel expenses. I'm looking for work right now, so I need money for bus fares and trains and stuff.
What? But I gave you money for travel expenses not that long ago. You get $100 a month for that already.
That's pocket change. I already used it all. Get real, woman. $100 just doesn't cover it. Give me $250.
Wait, you're not... No way. Are you visiting casinos again?
What? Come on, it's not like it's a problem. I don't go very often, and I hardly spend anything when I do. It's a way for me to let off steam after the hours I spent job hunting.
You haven't forgotten that you lost your last job because you got caught sneaking out of the office and visiting casinos when you were supposed to be working, have you? You got on your knees and swore you'd never visit a casino again, Brad. You swore. In spite of that, you're at it again. And this time, you're blowing the money that I give you on travel expenses on the slots? If that's where it's going, you'll never get another cent out of me.
Oh, give it a rest, woman. You're like a broken record. Nag, 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 nag. It's up to me how I spend my time. Are you saying I'm banned from relaxing to take my mind off the stress of trying to find a job now? Who gave you the authority to do that? The only thing you're good for is bringing in money anyway. If you can't even toss me a few dollars when I'm in a pinch, then what the hell do you bring to the table?
What? What does that mean? The only reason I have to work like a dog now is because you got fired for acting like a moron. Job hunting? Give me a break. All you do is laze around on the sofa like a sack of potatoes. Then you have the nerve to spend the money I give you for getting around town on the slots? You have no right to be angry with me.
Oh, just button it already. Nag, nag, nag. You think you're so much better than me just because you happen to have a job, don't you? Screw this. I'm going to sleep.
Wait, Brad. Excuse me? Casey, answer me. What is it? I'm at work right now. I hear you've been complaining to Brad again, giving him a hard time because he's struggling to find work. How dare you go whining to him behind my back? You really are a spiteful, underhanded cretin of a woman. What? One thing you don't seem to understand about my son is that he's recharging his batteries right now. Oh, he's deeply depressed because things didn't work out at his last company. Any normal wife would be trying to make her husband feel better right now. Oh, but far from it. You're actually going on the attack. You're atrocious. You're a devil, I tell you. A devil. There's nothing for it but divorce. The fact that you're messaging me like this now must mean that Brad just woke up from his hibernation on the sofa and told you about the conversation me and him had yesterday, right? I bet he told you about what I said about him finding a job and nothing else. Am I right? Ugh, I give up. Now you listen to me, and you listen well, young lady. You need to make more of an effort to stand up for your husband. You need to have his back. Just because you happen to have a job doesn't make you any better than him. Right, sure, I'm sorry. I'm occupied with work right now, so would you be kind enough to tell me off later instead? I'm busy. Oh, good grief, look at you. A fully grown woman bragging about having a job like it's some kind of special achievement. Tell me, Casey, what good is a woman who does nothing but work? Ugh, I'll never get any grandchildren with a daughter-in-law like you. How about you fulfill your feminine duties as a wife for a change? I must be the unluckiest, most mistreated mother-in-law in the whole world. Aren't you at least big enough to admit your wrongdoing and walk away with some dignity? Ugh, get a divorce. You're really annoying me now. Would you just shut up for once? What? How dare you? What has gotten into you today? Where did this rebellious attitude come from all of a sudden? Know your place, young lady. Who do you think the mistress of this household is? If you defy me, I'll have my son divorce you. Okay, divorce it is. Huh? Have it your way. I'll divorce him. It's not like I particularly enjoy being married to an unemployed leech anyway. Nor do I take any great pleasure in having to live with his parasitic megalomaniac old hag of a mother. I'm tossing that egotistical, jobless douchebag in the gutter, where he belongs. Divorce, divorce, divorce! Divorce! Let's do it. I'm ready. Wait! What's gotten into you, Casey? Is this some kind of joke? Are you being serious? You'd actually go through with it? You see, the thing is, you should have known that there was a limit to how much of your crap I was willing to tolerate. What? Did you think I was just gonna shut my mouth forever like an obedient little slave while you hurled abuse at me? Are you and Brad actually aware of your current positions? What good is a woman who does nothing but work, you ask? How about putting food on the table for you and your waste-of-a-space man-child of a son? Who did you think it is who's putting a roof over your heads? Who do you think it is who's looking after you and enabling your lazy, deadbeat lifestyles? Go on, think about it. This one's really easy. Well? Oh my God, Casey, what's gotten into you? This isn't like you at all. It's not that something's gotten into me. It's that you think you can manipulate and take advantage of me and my kindness. Ask yourself, do you think I enjoy feeding, clothing, and providing shelter for a malicious, bullying old hag of a mother-in-law? The only reason I reluctantly agreed to you living here in the first place was due to my mercy and kindness, because I felt bad about you living all on your own after your husband died. And this is how you repay me? By walking around like you own the place and treating me like your slave? Then you have the nerve to threaten me with divorce when you don't get your own way? Do you have any awareness of how arrogant and shameless your behavior is? Well, are you going to answer me, you miserable sponging witch? No, but taking care of your mother-in-law is the decent thing to do. What? I'm not sure what common decencies like that apply to sponging vagrants. You are also aware that I'm not your daughter, right? Even still, I wouldn't tolerate this from my own mom. So what do you think gives you the right? If you were actually my mom, I'd be just as eager to get you out of my life. No, wait! Casey, I may not be your mother, but surely this is still no way to talk to your mother-in-law. And what on earth is with all this coarse, vulgar language? You barbarian! It's just as I thought all along. You are simply not suitable to be my son's wife. It's divorce for you! Divorce! Get out! I already told you I'm divorcing him. However, the only ones who need to get out are you two. What? Why? Seems like you might have forgotten this minor detail, but the place you're currently living in rent-free, like the pair of grotesque parasitic termites you are, is the apartment I bought back when I was single. It's my name on the deed, and it's my apartment. What? Really? No way! You actually forgot? I did tell you before. Remember? It was the day you moved in. I gave you a thorough explanation about all the details regarding the living situation. Aren't you a little too young to be going senile? Well, now that you mention it, I think I might remember you telling me something along those lines. But you can hardly expect me to remember every conversation we had last year. The thing is, whether you remember or not makes zero difference to me. Once the divorce is finalized, you and the Sloth King will be packing your things and leaving for good. Because as I told you, you're living in my apartment. You'll no longer be my mother-in-law, and he'll no longer be my husband. And sadly, for you, I'm not the kind of person to let a pair of strangers live like bums in my house. Now, I'll be handing Brad the divorce papers when I get home today. Make sure the two of you get your belongings together, okay? Luckily for you, in my infinite generosity and benevolence, I'm willing to give you until tomorrow evening to get out. Don't think you'll be getting anything to eat, though. Casey, please just wait. Surely you're not going to divorce him immediately, today. You don't actually plan on kicking your husband and mother-in-law out on the streets, do you? I simply do not agree. The divorce isn't happening. I won't allow it. What the, why have you done a complete 180 all of a sudden? You seemed to be happy enough to walk all over me when you thought you could get away with it. You waved around the notion of a divorce like it was your prized family crest, using it as a pretext to say whatever you wanted, whenever you wanted. Then, the moment you realize things are no longer going in your favor, you're suddenly opposed to it? Don't make me laugh. What? You're the one who started all this in the first place. You wanted a fight, didn't you? All I did was give you what you wanted. You should be grateful. Don't you dare trying to start to worm your way out of it all of a sudden. And I won't allow it? Who do you think you are? Since when were you the queen? Did I miss your coronation? How about you try cultivating some awareness of your own position for once and putting a lid on that monstrous mouth of yours? I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. This is all my fault. It's too late to apologize now. I'm dead set on divorce, and nothing can change my mind. Make sure you're gone by tomorrow night. And let me make one thing abundantly clear. There will be no distribution of assets. Brad, the eternal NEET, has no savings of his own, and we have no shared accounts either. There's no money for him to receive, not a single cent. So don't bother trying to put in any claims. I would feel bad about throwing you out onto the streets without any clothes, so I'll allow you to take the bare minimum of clothing and everyday necessities with you. I take it you have no complaints about that? If I've made myself clear, hurry up and get out of my apartment. And take your good-for-nothing son with you. Oh my God! Please just wait. We don't have anywhere to live. We sold the family home when my husband passed. My pension doesn't amount to much either. Brad doesn't even have a job. Please. Oh, I see. Just so I understand, you'll be in dire straits because your son's a NEET and you have no place to stay and no money. Is that right? Okay, so what? Huh? That's not my problem. The fact that your son's a NEET, or that you have nowhere to stay, or that you have no money, none of these things are my fault. If you're struggling for money, you could always have Brad earn you both a living on the slots. And why can't you find a job? If you've got the energy to bully your daughter-in-law 24/7, then holding down a job shouldn't be a problem. Oh, I saw a local supermarket was recruiting the other day. Do that. Oh my God. God's not going to help you now, nor is playing the victim. And I mean, please, Is this really any way for a fully grown woman to behave? If you don't have any money, then you work. Surely you at least understand that. You're not a child. Why? Why are you doing this? I think you know full well why. Because you defied the mistress of the household. When I got home from work that evening, I was met at the door by Brad and his mother-in-law on their knees. They begged and pleaded in unison, were sorry for the way we behaved. But I shook them off and said, if you've got time to be groveling on the floor, you've got time to get your things together. For the first time in what felt like forever, I made some food just for myself and was able to take a bath at a leisurely pace when I felt like it for a change. Then, when I retired to my bedroom, I locked the door, put in some earplugs, and slept like a baby. The next day, the pair of them were desperately trying to butter me up by dashing around the house, making breakfast and cleaning up. Then, they got back on their knees and begged me once again. Please rethink the divorce. I swear I'll never set foot in a casino again. My response was to hand them the divorce papers and some bags full of their stuff. After which, I threatened to take them to court if they didn't sign the papers and get out by the end of the day. Brad panicked, reluctantly signed the papers and left, taking his mother-in-law with him. With that, I was officially freed of the termite infestation plaguing my house before the day was up. I was so happy about being freed from my in-law-induced slavery that I raised a toast and celebrated in lavish style. The pair of them moved into a scruffy 70-year-old apartment, which they somehow paid the rent on by scraping together what was left of Brad's mom's pension and Social Security money. Apparently, Brad finally started looking for work in earnest, and his mom got a part-time job at the supermarket. However, Brad's efforts didn't amount to anything, and he was constantly chided by his mom. Why are you forcing your aged mother to work? They got into thunderous shouting matches every day, and the neighbors, at their wits' end, started phoning in complaints. As things stand, it looks like they're on the verge of being kicked out. Again. They really are a pair of morons.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Becky! Are you really having a wedding ceremony? You have enough money for that? My husband makes good money. Do you want us to loan you some? Oh, but you probably wouldn't be able to pay it back. Yeah, forget what I said. You can't borrow any money.
We're more than capable of planning a ceremony within our means.
Really? You sure?
Kieran, I really don't know why you felt the need to have the same conversation with me every day, but being a two-income family does not make us poor. Some people like me have jobs they just like doing, even if their husband makes enough money to support the family by himself.
But my husband Kyle works at a huge company that pays him a ton of money, so I don't need to work. Why would you work if you don't have to? That just shows your husband doesn't make enough. I feel bad for you.
I'll thank you to not badmouth Trent to me. No matter what you may think, he's my husband and I'm proud to be his wife. Also, you really need to get with the times and realize that there's more than one way to make a marriage work these days. And you probably shouldn't make those kind of remarks to anyone.
Why not?
You're only going to embarrass yourself.
What's embarrassing about telling the truth?
Okay, well, don't blame me when you lose all your friends.
Oh, you're just jealous because you're dirt poor. I wonder what sort of wedding poor couples have. Oh, I can't wait.
You're unbelievable.
Hey, again, congratulations on your wedding. I hate to do this 1 minute before the service, but I decided not to go. Bye-bye.
Huh? Kieran, I wondered when you were going to show up, but now I see that you canceled. 1 minute before the service started? Geez, such odd timing. Almost seems intentional. Was this your plan all along?
Aren't you a smarty pants? Yep, that was the plan.
If you didn't want to come, you could have just said so from the start. I wasn't forcing you to come or anything.
But it was way funnier this way.
You think this is funny?
Oh, it is pretty funny, isn't it? Think about it. 1 minute before the service, It would have been better if you noticed sooner. Oh, that would have been awesome. I can just imagine the frustrated look on your face as you walk down the aisle. Oh, also, I didn't want to waste a gift on you.
What do you mean, waste?
You'd just pawn whatever we gave you to get money to pay your bills, wouldn't you? I'd feel kind of sad if the present we spent so much time and effort looking for ended up in some dirty pawn shop window. I'd rather just get something for myself or go on a group trip or something. And so, I'm going on a trip right now.
Good for you.
So we won't be coming to the wedding.
Whatever, have fun.
Ooh, somebody's angry.
If that's how you would have acted, I'm actually really glad you didn't come.
Hope you don't get too sad about us not giving you a present.
We already have everything we need in-house and didn't expect a gift from you or anyone else.
Oh, wow. How much did you have to borrow to buy all that stuff?
Nothing.
So you stole it.
The reception is starting. I'm gonna go now.
Enjoy the hot dogs and macaroni and cheese. Hey, Becky, you there?
Kieran? What do you want now?
Is the wedding over?
Of course it is. It's been over for hours now.
Oh, I didn't make it. But there's an after party, right?
Yeah. But I doubt you'd be interested, us being revolting peasants and all.
Ugh, are you still mad about that? Anyway, we came back for the party.
Why?
Sisters don't keep secrets, Becky. Why didn't you tell me your husband was a famous YouTuber?
How did you...
Aunt Grace posted a picture on social media.
No, I'm pretty sure I've told you about him before.
No, you didn't. He doesn't use his real name on his channel. I had no idea.
A lot of artists use stage names. His offline personality is way different from his videos, so a lot of people he meets never even notice who he is.
A bunch of his big YouTuber friends are there too. It's all over social media. I want to meet them too. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Oh, and Kyle is a big fan of your husband's. Can he get an autograph? I just subscribed to his channel too, so after he signs one for Kyle, I want my own autograph. Oh, and I want him to sign it, the lovely Kieran.
You're unreal.
So, where's the party?
You're not invited.
Huh?
Do you think I would just say, sure, Becky, come on over, after you belittled me like that? You canceled on the wedding a minute before it started. Mom and Dad are furious, and so are Trent's parents. Everyone knows what you said to me. Fortunately, they don't hold your atrocious behavior against me at all. But do you have any idea how much you've hurt us all today?
What's your problem? We're here now, aren't we? Can't we just let bygones be bygones?
No, you idiot.
Why not?
Because you're awful, that's why.
I want to come to the party. I can't miss this chance to meet so many famous people.
My wedding isn't a meet and greet.
Ugh, would you grow up already? Tell me where the party is.
Never.
Come on.
Go home.
You're so mean. Kyle got fired.
Huh?
It's all your fault, Becky.
What are you talking about?
Ever since Trent banned Kyle from his live shows, Kyle's been in a massive depression. He started taking time off of work, but I guess he forgot to call into his company, so they fired him for consecutive no-shows.
Oh, the ban. That's what this is about.
Why did he get banned? Kyle is Trent's biggest fan, and now they're brothers-in-law. Trent can't ban his own brother-in-law.
I heard what happened from Trent. Kyle name-dropped Trent to try to get into the venue without a ticket, and when that didn't work, he tried to force his way in. The venue security tried to restrain him, and he went crazy, so they had to call the cops. How could he not get banned after that? He has only himself to blame.
But why did he have to get fired?
Isn't it obvious? Everyone knows that you have to call into work when you take time off. Most companies have rules about no-shows like that.
But he's super sad. Shouldn't they give him a break given the circumstances?
Nope.
Really?
You never had a job in your life, so you may not know this, but the real world isn't a very forgiving place. Also, if Kyle wasn't feeling up to calling in sick himself, you could have called in for him since you're his wife and all. Didn't you think about that?
Why would I have to do it for him?
So you didn't then.
Are you saying this is my fault?
You can interpret it however you want, but I've got to get back to work. I have a ton left to do before I can go home today.
Oh, that's right. A job.
What now?
Get your company to give Kyle a job.
What?
I heard you actually work for a pretty big company, so...
Tell him to look in the help wanted ads.
Why would he do that when he has a connection like you?
What kind of power do you think I have here? I'm just a regular employee.
But...
Not to mention, Kyle was dead weight at his old company.
Dead weight?
One of my friends I invited to the wedding works at the same company. He told me all about Kyle. Even if I were in the position to be able to get someone hired into the company on my recommendation, I wouldn't ruin my reputation by recommending Kyle.
That's not fair. If Kyle doesn't have a job, what am I gonna do? I'm a housewife.
How about you work until Kyle finds a new job?
Me? Why would I do that? I got married so I wouldn't have to work. That was one of my conditions when I agreed to marry Kyle. So I'm not gonna work, no way.
Oh, okay. Well, have fun being broke then.
No! That's what I'm trying to avoid. That's why I need your help, Becky.
Kieran, let me be very, very clear. I would never in a million years lift a single finger to help someone who insulted my beloved husband and me.
Please?
You and Kyle are gonna have to figure this out yourselves somehow. That's what couples do.
Becky?
Welcome to the real world. Figure it out yourself and get a job, you moocher.
Aw, Becky, please.
The more desperate you become for my help, the less likely I will ever help you.
You really won't help me?
Mom and Dad feel the same way, so don't go crawling to them asking to move in with them. You're on your own.
There goes plan B. Why are you doing this? Why are you making me get a job?
Because you're a lazy, spoiled brat.
Come on, can't you give me anything at all?
I have nothing more to say to you.
Becky, don't go! Please, Becky, I don't want to have to work.
Their impending bankruptcy must have gotten Kyle to come back to his senses, because he immediately started looking for work. Unfortunately, word of his repeated no-shows got around, so finding a place that would take him proved difficult. He eventually landed a part-time job at a supermarket and is aiming to work his way up to store manager. Kieran isn't satisfied with his drastically reduced pay and constantly nagged him to make more money. Kyle got tired of her refusal to work, so he threatened to divorce her unless she got a job. Kieran called his bluff and said, "You wouldn't dare." But guess what? He dared. She tried to come crying to me for help again when the divorce was finalized, but I ignored her. It seems like she came to her senses too, and she's currently working the night shift cleaning the floors at a local dive bar. I'm glad to see she's at least taken her first step toward being a normal adult human being, but we'll see how long she lasts.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Yoo-hoo! Chelsea, you still awake? Why, yes, Hannah, yes I am. Which is somewhat out of the ordinary considering, it's almost midnight. I know, but I had to message you. It's been forever since we've had a good little chat. Summer break totally ruins my sense of time. I haven't seen your face in 2 weeks? It's definitely been a while since we don't really see each other much, other than when we're dropping off our kids. Exactly. We're all just drifting like dandelions in the wind. That's why I'm so glad we'll finally get to catch up next weekend. What's happening next weekend? Your daughter's birthday lunch at Jaja & Co., right? I heard all about it from the other kids. What a darling idea. We're so excited for it. I'm sorry, what? Oh, you don't have to fuss. We'll handle our own transportation and everything. Just tell the restaurant to expect a few more chairs. Honestly, you're doing us a favor. We've been dying to try that place. I think you misunderstood. That lunch is just for close family, as in both sets of grandparents, my husband, our daughter, and me. That's all. Oh, don't be silly. We're practically family. We share the same last name, remember? That makes us honorary relatives. I mean, ours isn't really all that uncommon of a name. And no matter how many times you've asked me, I'm not related to any of your relatives. We've already been through a full list of your cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and great-grandparents. Still, it feels meaningful. Plus, our daughters are basically sisters at this point. I thought it'd be strange not to be invited, honestly. I appreciate the sentiment, really, but it's a small, private lunch. We only reserved for 10. So just call them and make it 12, or 13. It's whatever, right? What's the difference? They can scoot some tables together. Jajunko is used to VIPs. Hannah, the dinner reservation has already been made. We made it weeks ago. I can't change it now. So you're saying we're not welcome? I'm saying I'm grateful that you'd want to join us, but this meal is just for family. Wow, I go out of my way to show love for your child, and this is how you repay me? I'm not repaying anything. I just said thank you. But that doesn't mean we're opening the table to unexpected guests. Unexpected? I am not some stranger off the street. I am a pillar in the preschool community. I buy all the raffle tickets, I organized last year's field trip, and I always bring snacks to parent meetings. Always. I didn't mean to offend you. I'm just asking for a little space. This lunch is something we do every year. It's meaningful to our family. And yet you booked a luxury steakhouse. Kind of a strange choice for something intimate, don't you think? My parents-in-law requested it. It's one of their favorite spots. Then we'll just slide in quietly. You won't even know we're there. No speeches, no singing, I promise. We'll clap politely from the corner when the cake comes out. Please don't. I mean it. You're being awfully cold, Chelsea. I'm starting to think you don't want us there at all. I've said that politely multiple times. I'll tell you again, just so there's no room for confusion. You are not invited to come with us. Is that clear? Oh, come on. You'll feel completely different when you see how happy my boys are to surprise your daughter. They've already made cards. It would break their hearts not to bring them. Please don't use your children as bargaining chips. If they really want to give them to her, they can do it at school. So, just to confirm, noon next Saturday at Jaja & Co. on Brixwood? You are not invited. Got it. Can't wait. Hannah, I mean it. We won't have room. We won't be able to accommodate you. Nonsense. We'll manage. I'm bringing an extra folding chair in the trunk just in case. You'd be surprised how useful those are. See you then. Chelsea, we need to talk. We do? Then you might want to pick a better conversation opener than we need to talk. Because that's a pretty good sign that whatever you want to talk about isn't exactly something I want to hear. But okay, I'll bite. What is it, Hannah? So I just heard something very interesting about your little lunch at Jaja & Co. Okay, what about it? Don't play dumb with me. You changed the plan, didn't you? I don't know what you're referring to. I heard it's now all you can eat at a place like that. Wow, bold move. What brought that on? Nothing, really. I'm more confused about why you would know about that. Because if you're treating everyone, then naturally, for us, it becomes all you can eat too, doesn't it? I'm sorry, but I never agreed to treat you. I thought I was clear. This isn't an open invitation. Well, clearly something changed, because I also found out that you moved the reservation. You were originally going to the location on Brixwood, but you moved it to the one on West Main. Imagine if we'd gone to the wrong one. Honestly, you could have said something. Okay, this is just way too weird. How do you know that? Oh, please, don't underestimate me. I have ears everywhere, and children talk. You'd be surprised what they repeat. That reservation change was something only my husband and I knew. We haven't even told the rest of the family yet. Well, then maybe you two should be more careful. Sneaky little tactics like that won't work on me. This isn't about sneakiness, it's about privacy, which is something I've asked you to respect more than once. Privacy? Oh, Chelsea, don't be so dramatic. It's a lunch, not a military operation. A lunch to which you are not invited. That hasn't changed either. Doesn't matter how many times you change the location or the time or the number of guests. I'll find out. I always do. Okay, you're stepping up the creep factor pretty significantly now. Can't wait to see you next weekend. Tell your daughter to save me a seat, preferably one near the window. I like natural light while I eat. It's better for digestion, or so I've heard. Yeah, right. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go text my husband in a panic. She knows, Jack. She found out about the location change.
Wait, what? How? We didn't tell anyone yet, not even your parents!
I know, that's why I'm losing it. How could she possibly know?
Are you sure she wasn't just guessing?
No, she said it outright. She knew we switched from the Brickswood to West Main. She even mentioned the fact that we upgraded to the all-you-can-eat plan.
That doesn't make any sense. You and I are the only ones who even knew about that change.
I didn't tell a soul. I haven't even messaged my sister yet. The only thing I can think of is maybe I slipped up at the preschool meeting?
How?
I had my calendar open while the teacher was talking. Maybe she was behind me. Maybe she peeked at my phone. I don't know, but somehow she saw something.
Okay, breathe. First of all, this isn't your fault.
She literally said, doesn't matter how many changes you make, I'll find out. Who says that?
A crazy person?
Right?
This isn't about lunch anymore. She's inserting herself into a private family event and acting like you're the one being rude.
I want to cancel the whole thing, Jack. I don't want to move it again. I don't even want to go now.
That might only make it worse. If she's tracking changes, she'll just follow the next one.
Then what? What do we even do?
I'll call the West Main manager. Remember him? High school classmate? The guy who brought us that free dessert last year?
Right, I forgot about him.
He told me once about a similar mess. Apparently, someone's mother-in-law tried to crash a retirement party. Ever since then, they've been more cautious with private bookings.
So you think he'll help?
I think if we explain, he'll at least make sure she doesn't get near our table.
Oh, please call him now. Like right now. I wouldn't put it past her to show up early.
Already dialing.
Hey, just wanted to give you a little update. We're here at Jaja & Co. already. We went ahead and got here a bit early, to beat the rush. The hostess was so nice, she seated us right away. We went ahead and started eating. Hope that's okay. Didn't want the food to get cold. They brought out that marbled steak first. You really went all out this year, huh? It practically melts on the tongue. Food really does taste better when someone else is paying, especially steak this good. Anyway, we're having a fabulous time. Can't wait for you all to get here. Oh, and don't worry, we'll make sure to leave something for you. Unless, of course, we get too hungry. You know how kids are. Chelsea? Hello, it's been over an hour. You're really going to be late to your own daughter's birthday lunch? Oh, that's kind of inconsiderate, don't you think? Just so you know, the steak's already been served. They didn't want to delay the courses, which I completely understand. These high-end places have tight schedules. So we just went ahead and started. The meat looked amazing, and it would have been a crime to let it go cold. We did you a favor, really. Took care of it all, every last bite. Oh no, you're actually at the restaurant? Oh, please don't eat any more. I need to explain. Anyway, the kids were starving, and honestly, waiting another minute would have been cruel. They're devouring the sides now, too. That cheesy garlic mash was to die for. Oh, and just a heads up, if you end up showing up and there's nothing left, you'll just have to place another order. That'll be on you, of course. I mean, since this is technically your treat. Hannah, you really need to listen to me. I'll have to stop you there. They just brought out another platter. I think it's Wagyu this time, or maybe ribeye. Either way, I need to concentrate. I'm turning off my phone now. I really want to savor this moment. We'll chat later. Bon appetit to us! Chelsea, you're seriously not here yet? It's been another hour. You're really pushing it. The reservation time is going to be over soon and you still haven't eaten anything. I get wanting to make an entrance, but keeping everyone waiting like this isn't cute. It's kind of inconsiderate. There you are. Finally, I've been trying to get a hold of you for an hour. Sorry, dear, I was far too busy enjoying myself to look at my phone. Anyway, I didn't want to let the food just sit there, so we went ahead and started eating. They brought out the steak and sides. Everything looked absolutely amazing. And obviously, we weren't going to just let it sit there and get cold, so we helped ourselves. Oh my God, no. You mean you kept eating after I told you to stop? What did you expect us to do? The kids were starving, and honestly, so were we. You know how it is with kids. They don't care about timing. They just want to eat. And they're all hitting growth spurts right now, so let me tell you, these kids can eat. Anyway, we did what anyone would have done in our shoes. We made sure the food didn't go to waste. I mean, you planned the whole thing at a place like this. Clearly, you meant to treat. And if you're treating, then it shouldn't matter if we start without you, right? I never said I was treating you. I explicitly said I was not treating you. Well, regardless of your intentions, this was quite the treat. Everything was delicious. We had the steak, the garlic potatoes, that fancy salad with the shaved truffle. It was all really well done. It was probably the best meal I've ever had. You really went all out this year. So thank you. I'm sure you'll be glad to hear that everyone here is full and happy. You should be proud of how well everything turned out. Also, I spoke to the waiter and told him to put the whole bill under your party's name. It came out to just around $3,000. Honestly, that's a pretty reasonable price for this place. What? $3,000? A total steal, right? Anyway, I'll leave the rest to you. We're thinking about ordering coffee and maybe one more round of dessert, but we'll keep it light. Hannah, the lunch was yesterday. What? The birthday lunch. It already happened. It was yesterday. No, that can't be right. Your calendar said Sunday, B-Town location, noon. We changed the date at the last minute. We had to. The restaurant couldn't accommodate our group today. And after all the messages you sent, we realized we needed to be careful. You moved the whole thing just to avoid me? Well, I mean, yeah. That's... Seriously? You're admitting that? You weren't invited. You kept insisting. You wouldn't take no for an answer. So yes, we moved it up one day and hoped you'd finally let it go. But I saw your calendar. It said Sunday. That's not on me. How did you even see that? You had your phone out at the preschool meeting. I happened to glance over your shoulder. The calendar app was open. I saw the note with the time and place. You looked over my shoulder? I didn't think you'd care. It was right there, and I only looked for a second. Honestly, if you didn't want anyone to see it, you shouldn't have had it up during a public meeting. That was my personal phone. You had no right to do that. It's not like I broke into anything. I didn't hack you. I just connected the dots. You acted on partial information. I changed the location and the date. I updated the location in the calendar but forgot to change the day. That's on me. But the bottom line is, you were never invited. So what am I supposed to do now? The food's already been eaten, the staff thinks this is your party, and I didn't bring my wallet. You came to an expensive steakhouse, sat down uninvited, and ordered food without checking the reservation, and you didn't even bring a way to pay? I assumed you were covering it. You never said you weren't. Maybe not, but I definitely told you multiple times not to come. Yes, but you didn't say you wouldn't pay if I did. That's an important difference. That sentence doesn't even make sense. Like, is that a grammatically correct statement? You weren't on the guest list. You weren't welcome. You were told repeatedly not to attend, and yet you showed up anyway. Okay, fine. Can you just come here and pay it then? It's just one trip to the bank. We're talking about a $3,000 bill, Hannah. That's not something I can just casually swing by and cover on a whim. Then what do you expect me to do? Pay for it myself? You'll have to figure something out. This isn't my problem anymore. Where are you even? You're seriously not just around the corner. No, we're at Wonder World. You know, the theme park 2 hours away. Are you serious? Yes, after we moved the lunch to Saturday, we decided to make today a full outing. Both sets of grandparents chipped in, and we wanted something memorable for the birthday weekend, and this seems like a good plan. So you're really not coming? We're not even in the same city. Can I join you? I'll drive. We can catch up with you at the park. No. Why not? Because this was never meant to include you. None of it was. And right now, we're getting in line for a ride. I need to go. Wait, please don't hang up. Chelsea, I left my wallet at home. I swear I didn't think I'd need it. Can't you just call the restaurant? Tell them you'll cover it later. My kids are getting restless, and my husband is glaring at me like I committed a crime. I didn't even tell him we weren't invited. He thinks you told us to come. Please, you can't leave me like this. Chelsea, say something. Anything. Please, I'm begging you. I'll pay you back eventually. Just not today. I'll talk to my in-laws if I have to, but they're going to kill me. Don't make me do that. Please. Please. Hannah showed up to Jaja & Co. with her husband and 2 kids, completely convinced she was being treated. She told them they didn't need wallets since I had, allegedly, invited them and no one questioned her. They ordered without restraint, premium steak, wine pairings, dessert for 4. They laughed, toasted, and let the kids go wild with the sides. Then the check came and reality hit. No one else showed up. The bill sat on the table and they had no way to pay for it. Her husband snapped first. Accusations flew across the linen tablecloth. The children started crying. One knocked over a glass of juice. Another started running around the room and shouting at the top of her lungs. The staff stood frozen until the manager quietly stepped aside and called the police. They were escorted out 15 minutes later, still shouting. Her in-laws paid the bill, but it came with strings. She lost control of the household finances that night. The last I heard, her mother-in-law now tracks every expense, right down to the receipts, and never lets Hannah hold the credit card.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.